That's it. Yeah, we did. It's funny. I thought we did. I thought, 6 for 34 from the 3-point line, you're never going to win a game when you shoot like that. I told our guys, I thought 27 of them were absolutely draw up great looks. I still didn't like how we played, though. I didn't like how we moved the ball. I thought we passed late tonight. Just from my raw, I have to watch the video. I thought that physicality affected us tonight. I thought they got into us and that had an impact on us. But I really did. I just thought there were too many times when we put the ball on the floor, the pass was there, and then we take that extra dribble. And then by the time we passed it, they got there. So that's what I saw visually. I liked how we fought back, got back in it at halftime. I liked how we came out at the beginning of the third quarter, had great energy, missed a couple wide open shots in that stretch where we could have stretched the lead. And then I didn't like the rest of the game from that point on.
What went into the decision to start DeAndre and kind of how you handled the center rotation?
We just felt like, we talked to our guys. They wanted a big guy, a big roller. I thought in the second half, that's how he has to play every night. Those first 4 or 5 minutes were great from him. That's what we need. We love Paul, but we don't need Paul in foul trouble. And that's why you don't want to start him. So we like DJ. We're going to keep starting him, whether you like it or not. That's what we're going to do because our guys believe in him. It's funny at halftime, we asked our key guys. So we were thinking about it because I thought Paul Millsap gave us some decent minutes, and to a man, that's where they wanted to go. Yeah, they just killed us. Yeah, listen, I don't love the matchup with Paul and Bam. It's funny. Right, I took DJ out at that. Right before that, he was actually rebounding the ball and playing well for us, but we wanted more speed on the floor so we can do more switching. When we go zone and switch, we like Paul Reed out on the floor more. That's what we did there. Unfortunately, they crushed us on that glass at that point. They took 13 more shots tonight, and that was big. I liked it. It's you got to try to pick the spot. I thought they stayed with Bam a lot longer in the second half. Because I really believe our small ball in the first half. So I did like that lineup. That lineup gave us a rush in the half. It's a lineup we need work on. Yeah, I did. I thought they were good looks. I didn't think they were great looks. I thought they were open and we should shoot them. I just thought the ball should have been delivered a half a second quicker. I felt that way all night. Even on our open threes, I felt like the ball should have already been there. And that was a rhythm three instead of a rush three. But I thought probably 10 of them, we should put the ball back on the floor, get back in the lane, create another shot. That's all we worked on for 2 days. And I thought we got away from it. I thought the physicality really had an impact. I thought they were the far tougher, more physical team tonight.
Coach, with Joel out, how much more is needed from James going forward?
It's not about James. It's about all of them. We're a team, and we just have to play as a team. James can score more. We got to get him in better spots. Tobias can be more efficient. All of them. Tyrese. So it's not one guy. It's going to just take up the slack from Joel.
You mentioned coming into the series that you felt like there was some similarities between the Raptors that you saw from them and Miami. Did that hold true tonight, or did you guys throw out some different?
Not really. I mean, listen, I think we handled it well tonight, honestly. I can't wait to go. I didn't think we played good offense tonight. Forget the missed shots. I do think a lot of the passes were there when we missed open shots. I just visually didn't like how we played offensively. And give them credit. I thought their physicality had a lot to do with that.
Doc, there was a sequence with you guys were up 10. You guys were up 10, and you gave up 2 offensive rebounds putbacks, and that kind of started their run. Yeah. And it had nothing to do with Paul Reed. I mean, Matisse just didn't box out a guy that he defended well. When you see something like that, does that frustrate you more when it's kind of like focus and effort?
I don't think anyone said it was Paul Reed. I just think as a group, we're just small, you know. But that one, you know, I didn't see that. So if you saw Matisse not box out, I didn't see that actually happen. That may be true. But they got 5 of them in one. It wasn't all Matisse. You know, it was everybody. They just did what they did.
2 more guys.
Was Tobias a bright spot for you tonight?
He was great. Thought he was exhausted. Yeah, I was worried about him. That's why I called the one timeout to ask him. I thought I saw something that hopefully I didn't see. So I was concerned. I called a timeout in the third quarter just to ask how he was doing. I thought he was spent.
Coach, it did seem like you bothered Jimmy Butler a little bit throughout the game. So, I mean, again, like any positives you can kind of take with you in the game too here.
Yeah, listen, I don't know. They shot 43%. That's the positive, you know, but they still scored 106, you know, because they had more shots. So very similar to the Toronto series in that we told our guys, like, they can't have more rebounds, offensive rebounds. They can't force turnovers because they can't have more shots than us. We were working with a small margin of error. And so we can't give the other team 13 extra shots on the road without Joel and think we're going to win a game.
Thanks,
so,
Coach. If you're going to play as much zone as it seems like you guys are, how do you avoid that problem where obviously that's one of the downsides?
That is one of the, but, you know, they keep their 5 in on the zone. That's why we think we can rebound out of it. It's not a zone offense where they're moving the 5 around and he's diving in. Our 5 is pretty much matched up to their 5. But it's the other guys, and you're right. They're diving in, and we got to hit bodies. So we'll watch it. Got to get to the film and watch it. Clears there are a lot of bright sides. Again, they shot 43%. You know, so defensively we did a lot of good things. We have to be better offensively. This wasn't about our defense tonight. We have to be better offensively, and then we have to take care of the ball offensively, and then we have to rebound. That's the fix.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That's one of those, I don't think you can borrow a chair. That's like
test 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 test 1 2
Do you have passes for Harold?
Test 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 I don't have a lot of interesting things to say. Let's try as I might. Test.
They don't think say we're going to start like
you ready? Please wait for the microphones when you have questions. Please. Just repeat it, guys. Please wait for the microphones when you have questions. Let's just start us off.
Hey, Tyrese. Doc was just saying that the physicality the Heat play with kind of threw you guys out of rhythm. He thought offensively. What do you think kind of kept you guys from getting the offensive production you were looking for?
Yeah, like you said, second half they came out extremely aggressive, trying to get up in the shot, get us out of what we were running. And, they ran different defenses. They mixed it up a little bit, but we got to own our own space and stay aggressive.
Tyrese, did you like the looks overall that you guys were generating from three? I mean, it was rare to see so many of you guys not shoot the ball that well. So, but did you like the looks you were generating?
Yeah, we actually got some really good looks. We actually got some really good looks, like you said, and we're not gonna miss them all, every single game. So you gotta keep generating those same looks, like you said, and just keep being aggressive and getting downhill.
All right, thanks, Reese.
Yes. Hold on, Keith. You got one, Keith?
Yeah. What are some of the positives that I guess you could take from this game moving forward for number two? Anything that you saw, anything that y'all did?
That it's doable. It's doable. It's not totally out of reach. And as you saw in the first half, I think we were up one going into halftime. Came out the second half pretty aggressive and took maybe a 5 or 6 point lead. And like we talked about, the physicality that they play with, we have to match it. We have to match it and oversee it because the refs are doing a great job of letting guys play and putting your hands on guys and play playoff basketball, which is great. So we just gotta be aggressive and match that physicality.
Yeah, that physicality that you just mentioned, coming into the series, a lot of you guys have talked about how the way that Toronto played was a good preparation for tonight. Did this show that it's even a next level up in the second round as you guys move on?
Yeah, for sure. The intensities are obviously going to go up round by round, and Toronto was a great test for us and a really good preparation for this series. And Miami they mixed it up a little bit defensively. They ran and jumped a little bit. They trapped, they pressed, jumped the game up a little bit, and you just got to be ready for anything they throw at us.
You said the takeaways, it's doable. Was there a feeling coming into the game that the odds are really stacked against you because of Joel's not being here?
Feeling from outside, not inside. I mean, inside, we just have a lot of fighters on our team, and a lot of guys that, are really resilient. And I know Joel is at home rooting us on, and I know he believes in us as well. So, I think the belief is there, honestly, before the game, before the series, and that's with and without Joel. Of course, we want to, with us, but yeah, I mean, the belief is still there, and we have a lot of fighters on our team, like I said, and you got to go out there and fight extremely hard and be better.
Last one from Marcus. Go ahead, Marcus.
Tyrese, you guys were up by one after being down big in the first. And, does it feel like this is one that got away? This is one that you should have had?
A little bit. Like we've been talking about, when we went up that 5 or 6, wherever we went up, or 4, however much it was, at the beginning of the third, we allowed them to their physicality to impact the game, and that can't happen. We got to continue to get downhill, play for each other, and when we get to the paint, pass. We missed a lot of guys, and myself included, missed a lot of guys once we got to the paint. We generated really, really, really good looks that we missed, but we can get more better looks, and like I said, the physicality is there. We just got to match it.
Thanks,
Take our mic back off.
Start it up.
Paul, what positives can you take out of this one? What did you guys learn that could work moving forward?
I guess we learned that. I gotta think about it. Hold on. Yeah, honestly, I think we can definitely beat this team. I think we go out there, we be more physical than them and play more aggressive and keep them on their heels. They're going to fold. So we seen that happen in the second quarter, and a little bit in the first. I think that's one thing we realized playing this team.
You have a lot of chemistry with Tyrese, obviously, you guys being drafted together. Has he helped you at all over the last couple of weeks, getting you acclimated to playing heavier minutes?
Yeah, you can say that. I mean, we spend more time together now. We kind of work out together a little more, and it's kind of like building chemistry.
How do you balance that fine line between getting those offensive boards, steals, and also staying on the floor and not getting in foul trouble?
Man, it's hard, man. It's hard. I'm an aggressive player, so I go out there, I give 125%, and sometimes, it just don't work out for me. Like tonight, one thing I gotta learn is to sometimes let that shot, let them score, but it's hard. It's like pride. It's pride. Like I don't be wanting to let nobody score. So that's one thing I gotta do better next game, and that's something I will do better for sure.
Paul, kind of on that same line, like when you're out there on the floor, do you almost have like an internal clock in your head? Like, okay, I need to be on the floor for this many minutes, or I need to make sure that I don't pick up a foul, or can you even think about that? Does that lead to second guessing yourself or anything like that?
Yeah, I definitely think about that. I definitely think about I need to be on the court. I don't need a foul. I know I got 3. If I fit another one, I know I'm coming out. I definitely think about those things. But then in the moment, you got somebody driving to the lane on you, like I said, like I don't be trying to let nobody score at all. So, but I know my team need me right now, big time. So I got to like take the pride away and, do what's best for the team.
Paul, what's the most disappointing part about this loss?
The most disappointing part is the fact that we was up at the half and we can really like beat this team, and the whole team knew it. And it's for me, just like staying in foul trouble, not being able to be on the court. That's the most disappointing part for me. Like I feel like if I'm on the court a little more, or if I was like able to play more, we win this game, possibly.
Paul, you just mentioned you knowing that your team needs you right now with Joel out, but DeAndre obviously gets some minutes too. Paul Millsap gets some minutes. Just what is it like amongst all 3 of you right now as you sort of try to patch everything together and try to collectively play that center spot while Joel's out?
We all know we have to step up big time, and we know it's like Joel, big shoes to fill, but we know we got to like just pick it up in other areas, not just offensively, but defensively as well. We know we not like Joel scoring the 40 points a game. So, like I said, we got to pick up in areas like defensively, blocking shots, setting screens and rolling, get our other teammates open who can really score the ball.
Paul, I know you said you can beat this team. What factors would you cite? Is it your guard's ability to beat the Heat off the dribble? Is it your offensive talent on the wings? What factors make you confident that you can beat this team?
We have the offense. That's not the problem. I think the only thing we have to worry about is locking them down every possession and getting out in transition. Once we do that, they can't stop us. Look.
Tobias, it just seemed like you guys got a lot of really good looks out there on the offensive end in terms of 3-point shooting. Just weren't able to knock them down. Just what kind of attribute that to?
I mean, I definitely thought we got the looks that we wanted. And sometimes that happens just to make a mislead. We take those same looks, next game as well. So, we just got to be prepared for those same type of looks that we may be able to get. And we just got to make them. I mean, tonight they didn't fall for us. I think that kind of led to, that drop in our energy a little bit on the defensive end. But, we'll take them all again. And hopefully they're there for us next game, and we'll capitalize.
James, with kind of the rotating centers with DeAndre, Paul Reed, Paul Millsap, obviously getting some minutes too. Just how do you try to build chemistry with those guys on the fly, just sort of, while Joel is out?
I think it's a collective. Go ahead. Hear me? Hello? I think it's a collective, effort, from those three that'll be getting majority of the minutes of at the center position. Then I think tonight we went with Tobias and George in there as well. So it's gonna be different lineups. It's a position that we're in, and we just got to figure it out. But I think tonight we had some really great shots. They just didn't go in. I think what we can control is turnovers. I think we had 16 turnovers. Which is way too many, and then offensive rebounds. So 2 things that we've been preaching even from last series. If we can control those things, we'll be better in game 2. We give ourselves a chance.
James, what specifically could you have done better to help this team win tonight as kind of the leader now with Joel gone?
I think I can be a little bit more aggressive. They did a really good job of just boxes and elbows, showing their bodies and crowding the ball when ball screens came. So we'll watch film, find ways to get better. But I think, the shot making is what opens up the floor for our entire team. We make a couple shots, then that floor opens up a little bit more.
And how effective was PJ with you tonight? He's very PJ.
PJ is PJ.
You know what I mean?
PJ is PJ. Plays hard, but it's not something that I'm worried about.
Tobias, you found a rhythm in the second quarter that ended up being really important for you guys in that first half. What specifically in there worked for you that you're going to hope to build on as you guys move into the next one?
Just attacking some of the smaller guards that they have, making them switch and then getting downhill. So that was working, and just being aggressive in those spots. A lot of those passes came from stops that we got on the other end. So just letting our defense fuel the offense, pushing the pace. So, yeah, I mean, that's something that we can go to in the next game, if it's there. But at the same time, when we did get those stops, we were really good in getting the ball out and getting out in transition and just running, really.
James, looked like in the first half, you had some success with drag screens, step-up screens, getting you the matchups you wanted. What needs to change for that to happen more consistently and for you guys to be able to hunt the situations you want?
I think you just watch film and see what we can do consistently. First half, it was working. Second half, I think we slowed up a little bit more. You know, just having a purpose on the offensive floor and executing it. You know, whether we just getting a good shot every single time. I think tonight we especially in the second half, we got some good looks. Could have been better, but I feel like we got some good looks. And you know, with our shooters, Danny and George, and you know, Tyrese, we living with those.
Tobias, coming into this series, a lot of you guys talked about how you felt like Toronto kind of prepared you guys, and there were some similarities between the stuff that Miami would throw at you versus them. Did that hold true tonight, or were there some extra wrinkles or maybe some things that Miami was doing that was different than maybe you expected?
I mean, they're a different group, different team. I thought in the third quarter they had a little stretch there where they, you know, bullied us on the glass, and I think you know, that's unacceptable for, you know, what we're trying to get done here. And we knew Toronto was a physical team, crash the boys, but they're a physical team as well with big bodies. So we got to do a better job on the defensive end of rebounding and really being physical with them as well, because that little stretch there was a big stretch in the momentum shift of the game. You know, so stuff that we know already, but we got to put into play soon. I mean, you know, the minute we're out there on the floor.
Tobias, you just mentioned that run in the third quarter. Obviously, going into half up one, good way you guys played in the first half. Do you feel like this is one you guys let slip away without Joel to try to get a chance to take control of the series? And if so, how do you kind of bounce back from that on Wednesday?
Well, we lost, so yeah. I mean,
James, schematically, what did Miami do to prevent you from getting to the free throw line as often as you do?
Next question.
Fod or James or T, with this series, until it gets to game 7, if it gets to a game 7, games every other day, for something like the situation you guys in, lost the first game, would you rather have more time to prepare, or is it good to get right back out there on snap?
For us, I think it's good to get back out there. You know, every game, it's his own game. Like whether you lose by a game winner or you lose by 30, 40 points. So, you know, we find things that we can correct and go out there in game 2 and win the game. You know, we let them get off to a good start. You know, we called back. We took the lead going into halftime. We got to have a better third quarter, and it's that simple. And I think as this series goes on, as game by game and quarter by quarter, to break it down, we'll get better and we'll settle into the series and we'll be great. No matter, obviously, we're missing Joe, but you know it's out of our control, and we got to go out there and man up and be great. And I know we will do because we've been resilient. You know, so far.
Yeah. Basically, I was going to ask something similar to Tobias. It just seems like just with y'all disappointed that you got this loss, but at the same time, it seems like there's still some confidence that you can correct some things and come back.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is a confident group, confident team, and this is the playoffs. Like, we don't go out there expecting to lose a game. I mean, you know, that's you guys' job to write that up for us on what we're about to do or whatnot. But for us in the locker room, you know, we got to get better and get back to game 2 and be ready to get a W. And that's how we approach it. You know, a tough game for us tonight, but there's things that we know we can be better at in game 2 to help us get a victory.
Follow up. What are some of the things that you saw out there that gives y'all the confidence? I mean, either one can answer it. That gives y'all the confidence to know that you could come back and get this.
Shooting 6 for 34 from 3.
Yeah. Obviously, like we're not trying to miss shots, but things that we can control is rebounding the basketball and not turning the basketball over. Like that's things that we can control, and once we do that next game, we'll have a better chance of winning. But you know, we let one slip away. All right, ready for game 2.
James, you've played in tons of deep playoff series in your career, but Tyrese, Paul, Matisse, those guys haven't really. So what is your message to them if you lose the first one about how much there's still left to play?
Yeah, it's one game. It's one game, but things can turn fast. So, you know, the sooner we can correct the things that we can control, the better off we'll be. We're a very confident group, and, you know, we're excited for film tomorrow, things that we can get better at, and we'll be ready game 2. Simple.
That's one, guys. Well, thank you.
Thanks.